It's not even like it's been a bad day. That's not what I'm saying. It's just been one of those...
Hey, hello. I've been here since Gets was ghetto. No, I know road, no meadows. I don't score goals from penals, screamers, even when a girl look mellow. Yeah, my life's unsettled. Black box peds now, black Corvettes, and the facts all checked in the checks with zeros. Ooh. Hello. Nah, I ain't never won no medals, but I done toured of London on pedals when I was heating tea from kettles. Now we get ice in kettles. When I just grind for the levels, deal with devils, fuck your kennels. I might be a dog, but I live like a rebel. Hey, hola. I do a lot for a dollar. Yeah, I do a lot for the guala. I know what it is to be broke, my brother. Yeah, I want a house for my mother. Make my way, won't die in a car. Yo, it's nice that you don't see colour, but I'm black, that's me on the cover. Always other, mixed and sit, still scoping the skin in the place that you live. Forgot how to play, don't play with the kids. Get dipped and quinged and brought with a stick, taking a piss.
It's Monday evening, it's just gone 7 p.m, and it's weird that I didn't film this morning, because normally on a Monday morning you'll see me in the car driving to the office, but this morning I got up early and I just wanted to get into the office and get on, and that's kind of the theme of this week in my mind, which is that I don't need to tell you if you watched last week's episode that, as now seems to be tradition, whenever I do a very long run the day before on a Sunday, the following week is just a write-off, and last week was just not great. It was a little bit underwhelming, and so this week I want it to just be about getting on. I want it to be about getting done the work I need to, getting done all of the optional things I need to, like filming content and reaching out to podcast guests and making progress on the book and doing the long runs and just being that bit more focused. The clocks went back a couple of nights ago, and I always feel like this time of year is almost an invite to focus a bit more, and that probably sounds weird, but between like November and February, other than Christmas in the middle, nothing really happens, and it's always just dark and miserable outside. And so I feel like it's this time of year when I get my best work done, when I make the most progress in life, and that kind of season has begun. I feel like that's where we're at right now, and this week I want to kind of embody that idea. So there's a few things I've done today to just kind of lean into that idea, waking up earlier, being that bit more intentional with how I spend my time in the office, doing things like filming reels just now for the first time in however many weeks, other than that time when the audio didn't work a few weeks ago. I think it's been about 6 weeks since I published any short form content on the internet, and the short form content plays into my longer term plan of why I'm making content, so I need to be doing it, and taking small optional things like that seriously is another thing that I want to be leaning into more intentionally at this time of the year. I want to do my runs in the morning starting this week, because after like 5 p.m. it's really, really dark. Obviously, as you know, we live in the same country probably, and especially around here, there's just no good running routes to do at nighttime. So waking up, getting to the office and going straight from my car to doing my morning runs on the weekdays, and then from there beginning the working day at probably like 8:30. So not much earlier or later than usual, but doing the run first and then obviously just doing less in the evening. That's the plan at least, and that begins tomorrow morning, which is going to be miserable. I know for a fact the last thing I'm going to want to do when my alarm goes off at 6:40 a.m. is drag myself out of bed, drive here and run for an hour. I think beyond that, in a lot of ways, this week is a very chill one. In the office every day this week, there are a few meetings, but they're all either video calls or office based, meaning that I will be sat at this desk for many, many hours, pushing things forward and making good progress. And then I'm traveling home on Friday. I'm going to do a park run on Saturday, and then work on the book for 4 hours, and then work on the book for 4 hours Sunday before doing the weekly long run. So that's the plan. I think that is all of the random updates that I always give you on a Monday. So I'm going to pack up from the office because I finished everything I need to, which is really early for me actually, 7:15, really early. I'm going to pack up from the office, go home, have some food, do some podcast guest outreach from bed, exciting life, and then I will see you at some point tomorrow. I thought I had a really good plan this morning. So yesterday I said that I was going to go on this run very early, but then it was chucking it down all morning, and I thought the last thing I want to do is have to be drenched all day, have to have a change of clothes, have to carry some drenched clothes around me, have to have a shower before I begin work. So I thought I'll pause the run until it's nicer, and I just recorded another link in the car like 10 minutes ago, and the weather outside was really, really nice at that point. Like, it was blue skies, it wasn't raining. I've just got to the co-op to pick up my bits for the office, not for my weekly food shop, because somebody a couple of weeks ago on YouTube told me that a weekly food shop at the Co-op is unhinged. When I say a weekly food shop at the Co-op, I mean the couple of bits I need for the week in the office, just to be clear. I think what I'm going to do is keep an eye on the weather today, just go to the office, begin working, and when I see an hour window when it's not going to be raining, just go for the run then. I have no meetings today, I have nothing that needs to be done at a particular time, and I'd really rather not just get drenched for an hour, to be honest, and then have to go through all the hassle of becoming dry and clean and whatnot. So the plan is now go to the office, work until such a time that it looks like there's going to be an hour-long window where there's no rain, go for the run then, come back to the office and continue working. I just don't fancy getting wet, so that's the plan. I'll catch up with you later on and I'll let you know how it went.
Yo, like, tell me, how can I find peace? I don't even see what factual is. Hello, I've been here since Gets was ghetto. Yo, I know road, no medals. I don't score goals from penalties, screamers, even when a girl look mellow. Yeah, my life unsettled. Black box peds, now black Corvettes, and the facts all checked and checked with zeros.
It's 3 p.m. I went for my run, and for the first time ever, I didn't finish it. I'm not sure if you can hear me, by the way. AirPod microphones aren't great. So I was going to do an hour, like I said, in zone 2. Like I said, and honestly, no matter how hard I tried to slow down the pace, as ridiculous as this sounds, I couldn't slow down. I was just going at like a 5:30 pace regardless, and it felt like I was slowing down. I looked at my watch, still going fast, and then just behind me here is a big massive hill. Contending with a stitch, I got to 5k and I thought, fuck it. It's the first time I've ever not finished a run, but I just wasn't feeling it. As silly as that sounds, I feel like there are runs where you have something to prove to yourself, and so if you're feeling terrible, you carry on and you finish. For example, the Cardiff Half Marathon, when I felt like death, I needed to finish it. But today, you know what, I put it off twice from a time perspective until it stopped raining, and ironically it's raining now. And then I got to 5k and I was just not feeling good. So I did today's run. I did 5k in I think like 27 minutes, something like that. So not super fast, but also not as slow as I was hoping, to be honest. And then I just called it a day. So now I'm on the very long 5k walk back to the office. And when I get back, I've got a few hours of work to do and then go to the gym tonight. So that's the update from today's run. I mean, there's going to be days like this. I'm not going to overthink it, right? I'm doing a lot of running across a lot of days, across a lot of weeks, very consistently right now. So, you know, if 1 in every 50 runs ends like this, I'm happy with that. I'm going to get myself back to the office, get on with some work, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on.
Hello, nah, I ain't never won no medals, but I done toured the London on pedals when I was heating tea from kettles. Now we get ice in kettles. Man, I just grind for the levels, still with devils. Fuck your kennels, I might be a dog, but I live like a rebel.
Time has just gone 8 p.m, finished up everything I need to do today, and I'm about to leave the office to go to the gym. And I don't know whether it's because the clocks went back on Sunday, but oh my god, I am so tired this week. I think it's the fact that it's dark by like 5 p.m. It feels like it's midnight right now. I don't know what else to tell you. I feel like I've been up for so long. Today has been okay. I got done everything I needed to, switched around a couple of tasks at the end of the day to get ready for a meeting later this week. I also noticed just now whilst looking through some client bits that there is I wouldn't even say an issue, but something that we're going to need to head off tomorrow to ensure that a client campaign is performing in the way it needs to. So I've just added that to the top of my to-do list. Tomorrow is then going to be a very, very long day in the office, and then I might maybe go and see Maisie Peters in Bristol tomorrow if I can get a cheap resale ticket by about 6 p.m. So that's the plan. I'm going to go to the gym, then get home, get as much sleep as I can, wake up tomorrow and go again, and I'll see you at some point tomorrow. Ooh, what day is it? It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's not Thursday. Good. It's Wednesday night, the time is 10 to 10. I'm just about to leave the office, and wow, I am tired. I am feeling really run down today in like a tired way. Today has been a very long day. Got to the office quite late, to be honest, around 10 o'clock. Didn't really feel like filming anything today because it was lots of working on tasks that I can't really show you anything anyway, so what's the point of doing another time lapse of me sat at my desk? And then You know what? In a lot of ways, today's been a weird one. So there's a couple of, as we move towards the end of Q4, and obviously things heat up from a advertising perspective as you move towards Black Friday and Christmas, and just everything is that little bit more temperamental. There've been a couple of things that we've needed to help clients out with, which when they're urgent, they're very urgent, if that makes sense. Like when it comes to paid advertising, particularly with higher budgets, and something needs to be tweaked, it needs to be tweaked fairly quickly. So lots of my time today was dealing with situations like that, trying to move forward 2 big projects that should be coming to a key milestone this week to get things ready for meetings tomorrow and Friday to really push things forward there. And then I don't know what it is about today. It's not even like it's been a bad day. That's not what I'm saying. It's just been one of those... Right, let's try the camera here and hope it doesn't fall. It sat on my dashboard and it was like front heavy and just fell down. It's not even like today's been a bad day. That's not what I'm saying. It's just one of those days where lots happens and lots needs to get done and the weather's a bit shit and I'm a bit tired and just... I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. As is always the case, I got everything done I needed to because... you don't really have an option in these situations, right? And this is a tangent that I wasn't even going to go into, but it's funny because on days like today, when you run a business, you realize that like you're on the front line of it, right? And you have to do everything that's required, because I speak to people all the time, whether it's like friends or you go on a date and you say you run a business and people are like, oh, it must be so amazing not having a boss, being able to work for yourself. And it's like, definitely has its benefits. Like I was going to go to a gig tonight, like I mentioned yesterday. I decided not to on a whim. But whilst there's no boss, I mean, in a service-based business, we've got like 35 bosses because every client is technically a boss. But B, there's no boss, but there's also nobody to be one step ahead of you, right? To take care of things before you have to address them. And it's just one of those days. I think I just need a fucking weekend or a week off, to be honest. I'll have lots of time off over Christmas, but this week is really, really busy, and so is next week. So tomorrow we have a design review meeting with a client for a big project. Friday I have a couple of meetings, and then I'm driving back home, which is a 4-hour drive. Saturday I'm doing a park run, hopefully, then working on the book for a few hours, then catching up with editing this week's vlog because I haven't began that yet. Sunday I'm meeting with somebody Sunday morning, then working on the book for about another 4 hours, then doing that 2-hour 20-minute run, and then hopefully having a couple of hours to finish off the vlog. And then Monday I am in Milton Keynes for a meeting with a client. Tuesday and Wednesday working from home. I think they're fairly uneventful. Thursday I am in Birmingham meeting with a client, and then Friday will hopefully be a chilled day. So next weekend I am having the entire weekend off until the Sunday when I go for the long run and drive back to Wales and wherever. But I guess what I'm getting at is, after a few weeks of going non-stop, which has been productive and it has had its upsides and it has been good, I'm just tired today, and this weather doesn't help, and there have been lots of plates that we've needed to spin today, and it's late and I want to go home and get to bed to be ready for tomorrow, which is busy, and Friday, which is busy, and the weekend, which is busy, and then Monday with a meeting, and Tuesday and Wednesday where I need to squeeze lots in because of the meetings on Monday and Thursday, and then traveling to the meeting on Thursday. And it's just, there's a lot to do, and that's okay because I signed up for this and I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you an insight into a side of running a business, of trying to do something that most people don't speak about. Most people show you the exciting bits where they're happy and they've just won an award, or they're getting on a plane somewhere, or they've just won a big project, or whatever it is, right? And all of those days exist, but I'm more interested, like I spoke about in the first episode of this, of showing you everything, including the days where I put the camera up and I say, can't really be asked today, and then the camera falls down. But nonetheless, as is always the case, we got it done because that's what we're here to do. I'm going to go home, go to bed, wake up, maybe at 7 tomorrow, maybe at 9. I haven't decided whether I'm going to get into the office before tomorrow's meeting to do a couple of hours of bits, or whether I'm just going to sleep until I need to be up. We'll find out tomorrow. Apologies for not showing you much today. Also, there really just was nothing to show you. I was sat in the office working on things that you can't see anyway, so I just figured I'd catch up with you this evening. So I'm going to go home and I will catch up with you at some point tomorrow. Thursday morning, the time is just before 10:30. I have just picked up a bacon roll from Greggs because I'm clearly not following my food rule this week, but I've had a very good sleep. I'm feeling a lot more awake and a lot more alive than I was yesterday. during my borderline depressive nighttime car chat. But all of that was just to say that things are busy sometimes, right? And it's in those moments where there is no breathing room, where you need to go day after day after day, where you realize that you signed up for this, right? And some days are exciting and fun and there's lots going on, and other days it's just a big long chunk of difficult work that you need to get done. Today is a little bit easier, you will be pleased to hear. I am just about to get to the office for a 10:30 meeting with a client. It's a design review to go over some website designs. Then I've got a couple of bits of work I need to do throughout this afternoon. And I think that's it for today. Not a super busy day. I'm going to attempt to sneak some editing of the vlog in this evening before I leave the office, because I haven't even touched last week's episode yet, and it's Thursday. But yeah, feeling good, feeling rested, had a really good sleep, excited to get to the office, have my bacon roll, drink my coffee, do this meeting, and then get moving with some other bits. Anyhow, just getting to the office, going to do this meeting, do a bit of work, and then I'll catch up with you at some point later today.
Howdy, never been fucked in the game cause I'm rowdy. Bad round me, not loudly. Tell you I buy out your team like some breads from Saudi. Cowley, Simon, X Factor. Man, it's so dead, see how I enter for the back door. Sweat off your Max Factor. Them's black and blue like your rep enter. Yeah, right to the center. Don't ask if you don't want a real answer. Don't care, we get into Black Santa. Man, I come true in a red phantom star. Yo, that's gift, stand up where you are. No fire in the booth or fire in the park. There's fire in your heart, there's fire in the dark. There's fire from the start, hey yo, right.
So it's Friday, the time is about 1 p.m. I realised that I completely forgot to record basically anything yesterday. So you would have seen the introduction of me saying that I had had some sleep and I was feeling good, and that was good news. I think I then recorded one work block of what I could show you, then didn't record anything else of the working day, and then didn't record a link last night. However, yesterday was good. It was very productive. I got done everything I needed to, other than editing the vlog. So now it's Friday afternoon and I still haven't began the vlog edit, which could be a problem, but I'll get it sorted at some point. I have just finished a 2-hour-long meeting with a client, running over a few bits, putting some bits live. I've now got a couple of client campaigns that I need to review between now and the weekend. I should be finished working really within the next 2 hours, so it's 1 p.m. now. I reckon I'll be done for the day by about 3:30, but I'm not going to leave at 3:30 to drive back to Northamptonshire. I am going to begin the edit of the vlog and get as much done between like 3:30 and 6:30, maybe 7. Okay, it's 20 minutes later than it was a second ago in the last clip. I'm not sure if you heard in the background, but someone knocked on the door and popped in for a quick conversation. So where was I? Gonna edit the vlog, then drive home. Today isn't going to be super busy and it's not going to be super eventful, but this weekend, between the park run and meeting with a few people and working on the book for 2 days and trying to edit the vlog and then planning the next week, showing you all of that this weekend means that I probably will film more this weekend than I have this week. So that is it. I'm going to go do that work and I will catch up with you a little bit later on. So the time's 7:30, finished in the office, thankfully edited most of the vlog, did everything I needed to. I'm now about to drive back home, which is like a 3.5 hour drive, so I'll be home by about 11, half 11, and then going straight to bed in time for the park run tomorrow, and then the book, and then finishing the vlog, and then doing some planning, and then going to bed again and meeting with somebody and doing more of the book, and then publishing the vlog. So this weekend is going to be very busy. So apologies for not really filming a lot this week. A mix between tiredness and busyness and meetings means I couldn't show you a whole bunch, but like I said earlier on, I'm gonna try and film as much of this weekend as possible, because I never really show you weekends, and actually this weekend, although it's slightly more active than usual, it's fairly representative of what I get up to, right? My weekends are normally a split between planning and bits of work and the book and drinking coffee and long runs, and all of those things and more will be happening this weekend. So apologies for not filming that much this week. I will see you tomorrow when for the first time I film on a Saturday, and then we will have a busy weekend. So I'm going to drive home, stick on some podcasts, and I'll see you then. It's Saturday morning, the time is 8:20 and I'm on my way to Market Harborough to meet Chloe to do a park run. I have not ran this early in probably forever, other than the last time I did the park run. Even the Cardiff Half Marathon I think started at like 10. I don't enjoy mornings, and I really don't enjoy running in the mornings, which is actually why I always miss park runs. I quite enjoyed the park run I did, but it's early. However, Chloe is going to do her first park run, having just finished Couch to 5k, which means we're up early, it's raining and we're gonna have fun. However, despite the rain, despite the coldness, despite the fact that I've had about 5.5 hours sleep after last night's drive home, we're gonna do parkrun. It's gonna be good, and I'm excited because although I feel miserable now, I know in about an hour's time, after the run is over and I'm sat in Cafe Nero having a coffee, I will feel good and I'll be happy that I did it. So today's plan is, of course, wake up, drive to Market Harborough. I almost said Milton Keynes there, not Milton Keynes. Meet Chloe, do the park run, and then go to Cafe Nero, have a coffee with Chloe, and then I'm going to stay in that Cafe Nero, which is the one where I write the book from when I'm home. I'm going to grab the little laptop and do a few hours of work on the book. There are 2 chapters that I have started but not yet finished, and I don't like leaving chapters half finished because I fear that I'll never go back to them, and it'll be months from now when I go to revisit them and they'll make less sense. So it's my plan this weekend, today and tomorrow, to spend about 10 hours of combined time on the book, finishing off these 2 chapters and getting them to a point where they are ready to be proofed and edited and worked through at a later date. That'll then bring it to, I think, 7 chapters so far, which is still a million miles from where it needs to be, but it's a good base to move into December, where I plan to spend more time on the book anyway, to just get things to a squared off state. So like I said yesterday, I want to show you more of this weekend. I'm not sure how much I can show you outside because, like I always say, this camera is not waterproof and it's very wet out there, but what I can show you, I will show you, beginning probably in a few minutes time with the aftermath of the park run, and hopefully us not looking too tired. It's only 5k, doesn't matter that it's raining, we're going to be alright. So I'm going to get to Market Harborough, meet Chloe, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on. So the time is just before midday. Park run was really good. Chloe managed to do it in just over 30 minutes. We're a few seconds over 30 minutes. I think she can get below 30 minutes, so we're going to try again next Saturday at a different one, a hillier one and a slower one, but nonetheless we'll try again and see how we get on. I went to Cafe Nero to do the book, but it's so busy in there right now, so I thought I would go somewhere else to work. I don't know where I'm going to go yet, but I was in the toilet washing my hands and dropped my phone, and I'm not sure if you can see, but like smashed the back into a million pieces. So I'm going to need to make a trip to some sort of Apple store at some point this week, which is okay, it's fine, the phone works, so it's not a problem, just not ideal. I've smashed this phone like 3 different times now, so get Apple Care is the moral of this story, because they'll replace the cracked panel for like £25, which is decent. I'm gonna go on my phone and try and work out where to go and do the book from, somewhere that is a coffee shop that's less busy. That's like the main coffee shop in this town, and it's a Saturday afternoon, so it's very busy in there, and the Wi-Fi shit, and there's only 3G signals. I'm gonna find somewhere else, go and work on the book for a few hours, try and finish one of these 2 chapters like I spoke about this morning, and then go home, finish the vlog, have dinner, go to bed, and go again tomorrow, where I'll be back there in that exact coffee shop meeting with somebody at 11 AM tomorrow morning. So I will catch up with you later on and let you know where I decided to do the book from.
Apple would like to securely verify your identity. If you're calling about charges on your account, say billing. I see you're calling from an iPhone. Is that the same iPhone you're calling about? After you're finished with the advisor, we'd like to send you a link to a brief survey.
Yes.
So you can... Apple's warranty coverage is in addition to your rights provided by consumer law. Are available at apple.com/legal.
So Siri isn't working on my phone, and I couldn't get through to the Apple store, so I just thought I would drive, and I tried to guess what direction Leicester was in, because I can't get the navigation on my phone to work at all, and I've gone from here to here, and I swear to you, every single village name I've driven through sounds entirely made up. Theddingworth, Husbands Bosworth, North Kilworth. Where am I? But here is the dilemma, right? So Leicester I could get to, and there may not be any appointments because there aren't any to book today. Or I can go to Solihull, which is around here somewhere, isn't it? And definitely get an appointment for 4 PM. So I'm unsure. And I have no signal, and Siri isn't working, so I really don't know what to do. But I am going to carry on driving in this direction. How did people used to navigate before GPS also? I have no idea. I'm going to carry on heading in this direction. Okay, hold on. If I carry on to the M1, I can then take the M1 to Leicester, it looks like. Wicked. Okay, that's my plan. I think I'm going to go to Leicester. I'm going to try and get to the M1 up this road here, and then go to Leicester and hope to get an appointment, and if not, just work on the book in Leicester for the day and then come home. Also, how nice is that Tesla, if you can see it? I love the black Model 3 with the turbine wheels. It looks wicked. Anyway, right, off to Leicester. I'll catch up with you later. Right, I finally made it to Leicester. That was a struggle. I got to Leicester like 30 minutes ago, but then just driving round those endless like 5-lane roundabout junction-y things, trying to work out how on earth to get to this car park was a completely different story. So the time is now 10 to 2. I need to get food and go to Apple and set a client campaign to go live and do the book and edit the podcast and have dinner and get back home all tonight. So this is probably going to be a later night than I planned. I'll probably have to finish the vlog at the house and then send it to export overnight. This is providing that I even get an Apple appointment. So that's the plan. I will let you know how I get on in Apple, and then regardless of what happens in Apple, I'm going to find somewhere to get some food, do that campaign, work on the book for maybe 3 hours, and then edit the vlog when I get home. I think that's the plan. That is the current plan, at least, unless I drop and smash anything else. So I'll catch up with you later and let you know how I got on in Apple.
Hey, hello. Been here from Gets Ghetto. Yeah, I know road, not meadows. I don't score goals from penalty screamers, even when a girl look mellow. I said my life's unsettled. Black box, pez now, black Corvettes in the back, so check to the checks with zeros.
So after all of that, Apple couldn't get me in today, which is okay. I've got a meeting in Milton Keynes on Monday, and there's an Apple store there, so I'm going to book an appointment in Milton Keynes, drop my phone off, do the meeting, and then grab it. Yeah, I'm off home to edit the vlog and rest, because I feel like I haven't stopped all day since I left the house at like 8:30. So that's the plan, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Hello, it's Sunday, and in true tradition, I am filming the final video of the vlog on the phone, but this is also the first video for Sunday because I haven't filmed anything. So the time is 4:30. I went to meet with Pat earlier, and we had the greatest 4-hour chat about everything and about life. And George McGill has this idea of treadmill friends and sofa friends, and his idea is that some friends make you feel like you just want to sit on a sofa and be lazy and not be ambitious after you finish speaking to them because they're just energy drains, and then other friends make you feel as though, at least metaphorically, you want to get onto a treadmill and run because they're very high energy, and you just leave the conversation feeling very kind of inspired by life. And that is how I feel after every conversation I have with Pat. I remember a couple of years ago we randomly bumped into each other whilst both in our cars in a car park, and I'd only popped out for lunch, and we ended up speaking for like 2.5 hours. It's that kind of vibe. It was a very good conversation, learned a lot, shared a lot, great conversation, feeling positive. However, the length of the conversation means that I only did a tiny amount of work on the book today, which is fine because I made good progress yesterday. I also read Pat a part of a chapter of the book and got some good feedback. Just the subject came up in conversation, so I shared it, and it's always interesting putting small amounts of the book out into the wild, either to get feedback online like I have before, or just sharing this with friends, because it reminds me that real people are going to read this book. So that was cool. I'm not going to do the long run today just because I don't have time, to be honest. I'd love to see point about treadmill friends. Like, I'd love to go for a 2-hour and 20-minute long run, but I need to get into the house and sort something that needs to be done in the next hour or so, and then I need to put live this week's vlog, which still doesn't have a thumbnail, and it goes live in an hour and a half, so I need to do that quite urgently. Then next week is very busy, so there is a meeting in Milton Keynes tomorrow. I also have an Apple appointment in Milton Keynes tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday is just going to be a condensed down block of trying to get everything for the week done that I need to, because then on Thursday we're meeting with separate clients in Birmingham, and then Friday will be the usual Friday. Saturday is going to be a complete entire day off, and then Sunday I'll probably see my dad, go for food with my mum, and drive back to Wales. So lots and lots on next week, which means that I want to get inside, do the bits I need to, plan the week, lay out my clothes for tomorrow, and then go again. Now, I realise for the second week in a row, I have still not showed you this success criteria thing. Now, thankfully, this week was in at least some ways a lot more successful than last week. I definitely got more done. I'm feeling good. I'm not tired. All is good. However, I just haven't landed the right moment to sit down and show you this document. Like I told you earlier in the week, it is now a month success document. It will all make sense, and I promise you I will show it to you next week, and it will be worth the wait. It's a really important tool that I've been using over the past few weeks in life. It's something that I want to show you and share with you, and so at some point next week when I have 20 minutes, I'll grab my laptop, I'll set up the camera, I'll talk you through it, and hopefully it's something that you can implement into your life. I think that's everything for this week. As always, if you made it to this part of the video in particular, thank you very much. I appreciate you. These are long videos. I'm not sure if anybody gets any value from them, but if you do, and if you get to this point, thank you. I appreciate it. They will continue regardless, so if you're not already, please do make sure that you're subscribed. That is everything I have for this week. Thank you for watching. I will see you this time next week.